SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
You're listening to Sports Talk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C-Spire. Power your home or business with C-Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C-Spire. C-Spire Fiber powers Super Talk Mississippi. To the junction, in the grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game. Right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Inception?
If you're just joining us,
What's going on here?
where have you been?
Did we fall backwards in time? I'm not doing another 3.
You got another 3 in you. You got another 3 in you.
I give you another 90 minutes. That's all I'm giving. That's all I got left to give.
And that's all we've got left in the show. Sports Talk Mississippi, Hour 3. That's right. This is Hour 3 on this Thursday. We have had an extensive preview of tonight's game with Ole Miss and Miami. We will go on until 4:30, and then that is when the game broadcast will take over on your local Super Talk station. I'm Michael Borky. He's Brian Haydad. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. But again, this has been Sports Talk Mississippi. We gave Rebecca a break today. By the way, she was listening. She texted me. So she can't quit Super Talk even when she is not working for Super Talk. She can't give us up, Haydad.
Well, I get it. We're great.
We are pretty great.
And we love Rebecca. So.
We do love Rebecca.
Did she get a kick out of me saying that she was lifting weights?
No, it was about the doctor.
Oh, okay.
It was about the doctor.
Okay.
So I don't know what she's doing today, but she's enjoying her day off. This text cracked me up. Seems like the biggest story of the day is Hubbard's 30 points last night. Have y'all discussed that yet?
In a vacuum, you know, if we're just going day to day, it could be. But yeah. We did discuss it.
We actually did, though. We did
discuss it, yes.
Yeah, he was awesome. State got a big win. And the biggest story of the day for sure. For sure.
To some.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like this, but tonight will be the most watched game in Mississippi sports history.
Yeah.
Tonight. Well, and I would be willing to bet, again, I didn't think about it this way, that the Sugar Bowl was as well.
Mm-hmm.
But this tonight will pass the Sugar Bowl for most watched game in Mississippi sports history.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
People keep bringing up the biggest game in Mississippi sports history, in modern Mississippi sports history. They did, the NCAA recognizes different ones or whatever, but Ole Miss does have a national championship. They did have it, Oh, hey, Dad. You know.
Come on now.
Oh, don't start that.
We're not doing that.
They claim 3. 1 is a lot more legitimate than the other 2. You're only saying that because there's no claim that State can make. If they would, they could
make a claim for 41. Really, if Alabama can claim 41,
that's the one that Alabama claims, right?
That's right. But State actually won the SEC that year. They could easily claim it. So why don't we talk a little bit more about what's happening? That's the past. Let's talk about the future right now in the college football fix.
It is. Is it college football fix time, or is the next hour college football fix?
This
time?
would be the 5 o'clock hour if we were doing this the regular way.
Yeah.
2 hours.
All right. Yeah. We'll take that.
All right. The college football fix. By the way, if you just tuned in and you weren't aware, you're wondering what's going on right now. It's brought to you by your Mississippi Ford dealers. Built Ford Tough. The best-selling truck in America is the Ford F-150. If you're looking for a new truck, there's no point in messing around. Go straight to the top like any American would do and get yourself a new Ford F-150. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
We will visit with Caleb Caleb here in just a little bit. Hey, Dad, he did get to the stadium like 4 hours before kickoff.
It's just odd.
Weird. Again, somebody says Ole Miss doesn't have a natty, not in football. The NCAA officially recognizes the 1960 season as one in which Ole Miss won the national championship. I am sorry to inform you that, but they do have an officially recognized one. They claim 3, but, I mean, Auburn added like 6 or whatever this past offseason.
Who said that? Where am I looking for it?
Blue 662. Ole Miss doesn't have a natty, not in football. Yes, they do.
Oh.
Yes, they do.
It
just was before my father was born. So this is the biggest game since literally my dad has been alive.
Yeah. Transfer portal
update, because I'm thrown off because it's not 5 o'clock. It is 3 o'clock, but it is the college football fix, and we are doing it until there's no reason to do it anymore.
Yeah.
The 5 o'clock college football fix will be the portal update. Ole Miss in Glendale did not add a player via transfer portal today. Mississippi State, however, did just that.
Yeah, right. We were on the air last night with Thunder and Lightning when Mississippi State announced the transfer of Marcus Williams, safety, Rice University. So Mississippi State continues to do well in the transfer portal as far as the defensive backfield goes. They've added 3 corners and now a safety as Zach Arnett looks to reshape the Mississippi State defense. So that's the good news. The bad news remains that in the trenches, State has not done well. I do believe they had a number of visitors on campus yesterday, according to the reporting from my good friend Paul Jones over at On 3. But that's where State needs to strike, and they haven't yet. And we were talking about it today on Thunder and Lightning on the podcast, and it's getting to the point where it doesn't matter who State gets out of the portal if it's not a lineman. People are like, yeah, but. Like right now, and the analogy I made was right now, Kejuan Lacey could come out and say, I changed my mind, I'm going to Mississippi State next year. And State fans would be like, yeah, but who's going to block for him? That's where Mississippi State fans are right now. They need to see some of these big guys commit. So State's doing really well. And, they got the wide receiver they wanted. They're getting the defensive backfield taken care of. But in the trenches, they have not been successful yet. And that's disappointing considering that everybody and their mother knows that that's where the area of focus was going to be for Mississippi State. That's where they had to get better. That's where they had to strike. To not have some guys already lined up is incredibly disappointing. So it's not to the point where, as I said last night, I'm not going to DEFCON 3 or anything like that. But if we get to this point next week, Borky, and State doesn't have any big guys committed, you're in real trouble because now you're going to be talking about who are you taking? You're going to be taking guys that probably can't play at this level.
And you're seeing that, too, for offensive line needy teams. They're not getting any. I mean, at LSU, for example, desperate for offensive linemen. They're not getting any. Mm-hmm. There's not that many out there, and the ones that are out there, you kind of don't want. I mean, it's just not. The options are not super attractive for offensive linemen in the transfer portal. And conversely, receiver, there's a lot of them.
Right.
It's so fascinating that is the position where you have players that are the most loyal.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, you got to consider, and this is not a Mississippi State thing. I would say the same thing about LSU or whoever's offensive line needy. You got to consider really overpaying.
Yeah, especially State at this point. They got to get somebody in. They got to get some momentum going. And you just got to have to tell somebody, what's your number? Okay, here's twice that. You got to do it. Especially since it appears, and look, all I can do is judge what I see, right? I can't tell you what's going on in the SEAL building right now. I'm not privy to those conversations. All I see is State not getting linemen. So it doesn't strike me. And I also saw Mississippi State not get any of the top offensive linemen in the high school ranks this past year. And they missed out on those guys as well. So all I can conclude from that is that Phil Lodeholt is not a great recruiter. That's the conclusion you have to come to when you see things like this. So if that's the case, you got to make it worth these guys' while. I don't know what State's going to do if they right now, and especially the other thing that bothers you is this: 3 offensive linemen that left Mississippi State. Luke Wirt committed to Missouri today or yesterday. Missouri is a team that is better than Mississippi State right now, and then they think that kid can play for them. Kobe Keenum committed to Memphis, and I don't know if Kobe Keenum was going to be good enough or not, but he couldn't get on the field here. But Memphis thinks he's good enough to play. He couldn't play here. State had the worst offensive line in the SEC. He couldn't find some reps for that guy here. Good enough to play for a good AAC team. And then Jimothy Lewis is getting crystal balls to go to Alabama.
That right there tells you, though, because the LSU offensive line, who was they all are so happy that they've lost 7 offensive linemen to the portal. Look at where these guys are going: Tennessee, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. They're not there. The good ones, they're not there.
Yeah,
that's why Alabama's taken somebody that Mississippi State fans watched and were like,
exactly,
not good enough there.
I just feel like the fact that he's going to go to Alabama just tells you that it's not a talent thing. It's a development thing. It's a coaching thing. So, we talked all last offseason about Coleman Hutzler, and I can't believe he's bringing him back, and now he's gone, right? Well, I'll just tell you, if Phil Lodeholt can't get it done, and that's what brings this team down again, you're not getting a year 4 out of Jeff Levy at that point. So, these are career decisions being made. You got to get things going in the right direction quickly.
That's your college football fix, driven by Ford. Your portal update, one player, but hey, it still was something for us. Yeah. We'll be back with Caleb.
From the Venable.
What do they want?
Exciting news.
Brace yourself.
More Sports Talk Mississippi now.
We're going to the Farm Bureau guest line one more time this afternoon. He is on the field right now in Glendale. Caleb, quick, run on the field and tell me if it's slick or not. Because the thing I've been talking about all week is how that field has, in the past, been problematic. Does it look good?
Yeah, it looks perfect. They rolled it out this morning, I believe, and no, there haven't been any issues. I do know there was a roof leak on where the Miami's end zone is behind me. I don't know if they've rectified that or not. So, and I'm not sure if that was on the playing surface. I was just told about that earlier. But no, everything seems fine. The surface seems perfectly playable today for the Fiesta Bowl, which is coming up here soon.
Caleb Sailors, of course, you hear him on SuperTalk News, in and out of our breaks every day. Also read his work at supertalk.fm. Roof leak. Ole Miss people there probably feeling right at home then. An indoor stadium that water's raining down in.
Yeah, and what's next, squirrels?
Didn't John Calipari, didn't he gift Andy Kennedy a stuffed squirrel? Didn't that happen, or am I making that up?
I believe that's what happened, because that was after the Tad Pad, yeah.
You got it backwards. Ole Miss gave Calipari a stuffed squirrel.
Oh, okay. I knew somebody gave somebody something.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. Calipari, of course, if you guys don't get the reference, when Ole Miss was playing in the Tad Pad, was talking about how there's squirrels running around in here, and you got to get Andy Kennedy a better building and stuff like that. It was a good presser. So what's the mood around there right now?
Man, not a lot of fans have trickled in yet. It's really rainy in Arizona, which is very rare, and it's cold, too. So I'm expecting people to kind of start trickling in soon. But I've been around a lot of Ole Miss people today and last night, whether it be in the airport or the team hotel or just all around town. And, man, everybody's excited. And everybody is just enthused that Ole Miss has made it this far in the season, has made it up to this point in the postseason. The goal was kind of to get to the college football playoff. Well, the team did that, and now Pete Golding has, established this why not us mindset. And the team has really bought into it, but the fan base also has too. And everybody's just glad to be here, honestly.
Well, what can you tell us about the venue? I mean, a lot of people listening to this have been to the Superdome over the years and things like that. What's the stadium like there? It's actually kind of, for NFL standards, it's an old building now.
Yeah, but it's a really, really nice stadium, Borky. This place is really cool. They got the nice scoreboards on both sides. Not as much seating as you would expect in, like when we were in the Superdome last week. It seemed like there was more seating, a little more vertical, but this place is incredible. Yeah, and it may be one of the older venues, but the game day here is incredible.
And you saw a Waymo and a Roadrunner earlier.
Yeah. So the self-driving cars, which I have not gotten up the courage to get in one of those yet. I might muster up the courage later on tonight, potentially, just depending on how the night goes. And yeah, Roadrunner, I was kind of worried I was going to see a coyote chasing after it at some point.
We every Friday we do 3 keys to a win. I'm putting you on the spot. You haven't had a chance to prepare for this, but the 3 biggest things that Ole Miss needs to do if they're going to, quote-unquote, pull the upset tonight.
Yeah, the biggest things, of course, the offensive line is going to have to block. Mesidor and Bain are 2 of the best edge rushers in the country, and they get to the quarterback. Well, I mean, Ole Miss has only given up 18 sacks this year. These 2 guys combined for 19, so protecting the quarterback is going to be key. And on the offensive side, still getting the ball out quickly. Trinidad Chambliss is going to have to be able to get the ball out quickly, find an open man, and do that efficiently without making any mistakes. They can't turn the ball over tonight. And then my third one is on the defense, make Carson Beck beat you. That do not get this. Do not let Fletcher run free. Don't let him run rampant. Make Carson Beck be the hero of the game, because at a certain point, I don't know if he's really capable of doing that. He may be, but we'll have to see. But I think that's where Ole Miss has to be today.
And a few other things. So we've obviously talked about Trinidad, Lacey. Give me somebody that is under the radar that needs to have a big night for Ole Miss tonight.
It's a name that you say frequently that needs to have a big night to help Ole Miss. It's Daquan Wright. He's the obvious mismatch. He's the obvious guy that they can get out short yardage situations, find him in the flat, find him to move the ball forward in 3rd and short situations and to move the chains. And then one more is Dejon Stribling. He's really good in one-on-one. If they can find situations where he's isolated with a defensive back, Trinidad's going to have to trust him, and he's going to have to come down with the ball.
Somebody said State Farm is not near as old as the Superdome, which opened in 75. Yeah, the Superdome is ancient for NFL standards, and it did just get like a $500 billion renovation. But unfortunately, there's no such thing as old venues anymore. Everybody's just tearing them down and building new ones and stuff like that. I miss the character of old stadiums. Why are we going away from that?
You know the answer.
Yeah, true. We could... get the public, to foot the bill for billionaires' new stadiums and stuff like that. But, this is a really exciting matchup, though. Every team at this point is really good. Miami really good, playing at a high level. And what's interesting about Miami is because of the documentary and things like that in the past, you would think that Miami's like flashy and they're just going to do all that stuff. Mario Cristobal, even though he's an offensive guy, he wants his football team to be slow and tough and physical.
Can you send through 10 seconds?
Well, he's an offensive line guy, which, of course, offensive line guys want their teams to be slow, tough, and physical. He's going to want his offensive line to dominate in the trenches and to be able to run the football, which, sometimes could be an antiquated concept for some of these teams, a lot of high-powered offenses. But they want to run the ball, and they want to establish the game in the running game and then find ways for Carson Beck to take the top off and hit Malachi Toney, who's going to be probably a difference maker in this game in the event that Miami wins. But, of course, they're going to want to muddy it up and slow it down. That plays into Miami's advantage today.
Yeah, and tackling in space, too, is going to be a huge one because although – generally speaking, they did a good job of it last week, but there's the 2 long third downs that I know you remember that led to a Georgia touchdown. Ole Miss can't do stuff like that tonight because Miami's going to test them a lot in that regard. So you've got, Wyatt Williams has got to have a good night. Antonio Kite's going to have a good night. Braxton's going to have a good night. If they're missing tackles and then Miami can run right at you, it might be a really long night. But if they don't, then you have a Miami offense that doesn't necessarily have the explosive element that Ole Miss does anyway.
No, and they're not known for explosive plays, and Miami's offense isn't just going to come out there and be super dynamic and put 500 yards on the ground and in the air and then score, 30 touchdowns. That's not what's going to happen. They want to make it a muddy and ugly game. You're right. Tackling in space is going to be huge, even for the linebackers. Perkins and Daugherty are in coverage a lot, and if there's a short yardage situation or there's a slant route or someone catches it behind the sticks, they've got to be able to make the tackle and not allow a runner to just drag them forward to get a first down or to get positive yardage, which we've seen that be the case with this Ole Miss team oftentimes this year.
Cam Franklin was listed on the injury report, going through concussion protocol. Any indication yet about whether or not he's going to go?
Yeah, I believe he should be giving it a go today.
I kind of figured so. I mean, anybody that is a little banged up or whatever, they're going to find a way to play. This is not one of those you sit out this week and get ready for next week kind of things. There is no next week unless you win tonight. So. And he's important, too, especially stopping the run. He is not like an elite pass rusher, but physically really good in the run game. They need a guy like him tonight as well.
Yeah, he's another big body to pair with Xavier Harris and Will Eccles. Those are three really, really big bodies that they're going to need on the front, especially if Daugherty and Perkins are going to be the ones at linebacker trying to either stop a running back or be good in spying Carson Beck. So they're going to need their big bodies very active in the trenches today on the defense.
Anything else that we have not covered that is on your mind before this game kicks off here in 3 hours?
You mentioned not being a next week, right? This team's mindset all year has been 1-0. Go 1-0, 1-0. And so today isn't for getting to the national championship. Today isn't for a Fiesta Bowl victory. Today is for 1-0. And so I think that's one thing. If people are watching this game or getting ready for this game, they're pretty nervous and whatnot. I would assure Ole Miss fans that the mindset, that the moment's not going to be too big for this team, that their mindset is just, we're beating Miami today. Not we're trying to get to the national championship, but we're trying to get a win over Miami.
Enjoy yourself tonight, man. Have fun. Getting to cover college football games is a blast. So I know you'll have fun and content on SuperTalk.fm when this is over. And you're coming back tomorrow, right? We'll see you back here tomorrow?
I'll be here tomorrow.
All right, man. Have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That's Caleb Sailors from Glendale on the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. I think I finally have it down that the game's in Glendale. I finally have it. Not Phoenix, not Tempe, not Scottsdale, but Glendale.
Not Tucson.
Not Tucson.
Not Albuquerque.
Although I do know somebody that flew into Tucson and got a rental car.
Well, there you go. And as we mentioned earlier, Caleb is appearing as part of our Fiesta Bowl coverage, which is brought to you by Good Hope Land and Timber, Yingling Flight, U.S. Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith, the Pillium Corporation, Barnes Crossing Auto Group, and the Mississippi Hospital Association.
We'll be right back. Sports Talk Mississippi from the Pearl River Resort Studio.
From the Seabrook.com or Sports Talk Mississippi. Now.
Welcome back to Sports Talk Mississippi. Michael Borky and Brian Haydad with you. We're in the Pearl River Resort Studio, and all texts appear on the C Spire text line, 601-879-4395. Glad you guys are with us. We got this text on the text line. I was wondering which LSU coaches will be coaching Ole Miss tonight. Assume Weiss is there, but not sure about the others. So, regardless of what Lane Kiffin tells him to do, Charlie Weiss Jr. is going to finish this. Should Ole Miss win tonight? If Lane Kiffin were like, actually, Charlie, you're not allowed to coach the national championship, he will. He will. The only other one, as I understand it, is Kevin Smith. George McDonald, not there. Joe Cox, tight ends coach, not there. There's a reason we talked about Patrick Carter a few weeks ago, much to the disappointment of one of Ole Miss's message boards. Because that was a good thing, by the way. That some people just don't. Patrick Carter has been coaching Ole Miss's wide receivers for a few weeks now. And so when he called himself interim, that's why my antenna stood up, because I thought, wait a minute, George McDonald is supposed to be still coaching even though he's going to LSU. No, Patrick Carter's been coaching receivers. Nothing's changed there. That's not new. Pete Golding is getting frustrated at the questions about it because his answers are, from his perspective, he's saying, we have other guys doing this, and they've been doing this. It's not a thing here. It's not impacting the game. As long as Charlie's there, we're good, has been his answer the whole time, and ESPN, understandably so. They have to ask the questions, I get it, have been kind of pressing him, and he keeps answering it the same way, and they keep asking him, and he's like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, it's not a thing. Don't we're not worried about it. Stop asking me. It's the same answer kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Lane the Merciful didn't let his coaching staff go back. They were called home. I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that Kevin Smith was allowed to come back because he still thought they had a shot at getting Keywan. But
possibly, yeah.
Other guys have been doing their, with the exception of Charlie, have been doing their jobs for a little while now. They're just kind of there in presence only. So there you go. And then there were two.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. It is really interesting that.
You said Kevin Smith is still there, right?
Yes.
Would he stay for the national title as well? If
That's a great question, hey Dad. I don't know.
Don't know the answer. Okay.
I do not know the answer. Right. Ole Miss would let him. Mm-hmm. It's not about that would not be up to Pete Golding. That would be up to Lane.
Okay.
It is fascinating to me, though, that sitting next to Weiss in the booth in these playoff games is John David Baker, their next offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. And I would love to know. And Baker is not, if you watch, when they show him anyway, maybe things are happening elsewhere, but Weiss is calling the plays. He's the one that's got the headset down, and he's the one that's calling the plays, but Baker's right next to him. I would love to know how much help he is providing during this playoff run. And how heavily involved in the game planning and stuff he is. If he is heavily involved, you got to love that, right? Because offensively they've looked good. And also for your next offensive coordinator to sit next to in all of these meetings and all of this game planning, even though they have a relationship, and Baker's been calling offense on his own now with his own system elsewhere, and he's done a good job, but getting to sit right next to Weiss as he is called and really impressive offense has got to help your offensive coordinator for next year, right? I mean, because you're keeping all these guys. This is your personnel for next season also. And so the benefits are just awesome to have him up there in the booth next to Weiss and in these meetings with Weiss game planning, because he gets to see firsthand how a really brilliant play caller is using what will be his weapons for next year.
Yeah. I feel like from that perspective, it makes a lot of sense from Ole Miss. For Ole Miss, it is. I still am not 100% sold on the other reasons they had to let the LSU coaches hang around, but at this point, it's working. You're in the national semifinal, so I would try to change as little as I possibly could.
Somebody says, what would make you so confidently say that Charlie is not also or has not also been doing some encouraging Ole Miss players to consider LSU? Well, honestly, I'd be willing to bet that he tried, but they've all re-upped with Ole Miss. So the efforts, if they were there, haven't worked, and his benefit outweighs the negative. He's the play caller. It doesn't matter, right? That part of it doesn't matter. He's too valuable to worry about that. And again, if he has been doing that, it hasn't worked. It hadn't worked, so it really doesn't matter.
Kind of funny I'm sure that's part of his plan, but like for Kiffin, he he was like, "Do you guys stay and you'll be able to talk to the players and get Keywan and Trinidad and all that?" And they struck out on all of them.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Josh says, does Weiss change his mind and come back to Ole Miss? He can't. Ole Miss, look, Ole Miss already hired his replacement. Mm-hmm. It's clear that Pete Golding really respects him. And if you talk to people that have worked around him, everybody respects him there. Like his dynamic is different than the other ones. He got on the plane not knowing what his future would be at Ole Miss. It's a little bit more nuanced with the assistants than it is the head coach, right? He can't come back. The buyout's too much. Ole Miss is not paying $7 million to buy him out of his contract with LSU when they've got Baker there, who they believe in.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if, since 25% of the NFL fired their head coaches, that he's not in the mix and pursues OC, quarterback, coach jobs in the NFL.
We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's funny? And so there was some Ole Miss message board or somebody aggregated me because I said this on Mac and Cube about Kiffin. And at the time, I did truly believe that Kiffin would remain at Ole Miss. And I said the NFL would be the best option there. And I mentioned Miami, which wasn't open.
Yeah,
and
now it is.
Yeah.
No NFL GM or owner is going to look at the way things went down and consider hiring him right now.
Yeah. Like 2 months ago, they would have.
Certainly. 2 months ago, he would have had a shot at the Miami.
Now, I don't know. I don't know.
So, yeah, 601-879-4395. Glad that you guys are with us. Did you see Jason Witten, by the way, is going to be coaching in the SEC?
I did. He's the new tight ends coach at Oklahoma. They're the University of Oklahoma, even though they're OU, right?
Is that really true? Is that?
Yeah, I believe that's correct. So, yes, he is the new he's the new tight ends coach at the University of Oklahoma.
They are the University of Oklahoma, but they go by OU. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
They should be UO. Oh, no, OU sounds so much better. Never mind.
OU is the correct, yeah. Because I know that when they played Oregon, it was like UO versus OU, and it was just a thing. So, yes. Yeah, that's it. You know, we've seen a lot of coaches. Now, some of these former players have gone straight into head coach, right? Eddie George, obviously Deion Sanders, kind of famously.
And Jason Witten has been a head coach at Liberty Christian High School in Texas for 4 years.
Well, there you go. Marshall Faulk is the new head coach at Southern University in Baton Rouge. Eddie George, I mean, he was successful at Tennessee State, and he's at a FBS school. He's at Bowling Green. He and Pudge. So there you go.
I believe also that he's got, doesn't he have a son that is a 5-star?
Well, I mean, I don't know, but at this point, who did I see? Oh, I saw, you ready for this one? You're from South Carolina, so this might hit a little different for you. I saw somebody following Captain Munnerlyn Jr.
No way. I remember him. I'm of the age now where a player that I watched has kids play.
Oh, I have plenty of them, man. Plenty of them. I mean, the Boozer twins make me laugh every time I watch Duke. Like, I was watching their dad play yesterday, it felt like.
Yeah, Cooper Witten, a 2027 5-star linebacker, the number one linebacker in the country.
Wonder where he's going.
I'd be willing to bet that it's Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What a pull, then, for Brent Venables. You get what I would assume would be probably a pretty awesome guy to have on your staff.
It can't hurt to have
his kid's the best linebacker in the country.
End. And then, you're going to pull in a 5-star as a result of it. If I'm Tennessee, I'm looking around going, why didn't we do this? Like,
I know, right?
That guy's an alum. Why would you not have put him on staff if you could have done it? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. James says, Chris Lowe reported Charlie Weiss denied interest in NFL jobs. Yeah, that Nick Saban did too. That the reporting on his interest in NFL jobs came out when he was on campus visiting with a portal quarterback. He needed to deny it right then and there.
I would make a joke that Kiffin didn't, but he didn't. He didn't deny it. He never did deny it. So.
He sent his family on airplanes during the season. But, yeah, that was damage control because there was a quarterback visitor on campus. And, yeah. Not saying that he's not staying at LSU, but...
Right.
His dad has even taken to Twitter about how now he's drawing interest from NFL jobs. How exciting is this? So, yeah. Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back.
It's time to get real.
Real sports talk for Mississippi.
It's time for you to get real with it.
Sports Talk Mississippi continues on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Hey, Mama, said the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove.
So glad you guys are with us. Sports Talk Mississippi, just a little bit longer with you.
What are we going to that last segment? We're so used to these, 5-6 minute segments to end the show.
Yeah,
we got to make it. We got to.
That'll be picks, though. That'll be picks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, we've only got 2 games though.
Oh,
really? Only one.
Only one.
We could do. Yeah, we go tomorrow. Yeah,
only one. Really glad that you guys are with us. Somebody said, my wife's going to be so mad when she gets home. I just spent the last hour replacing family photos and decorations on our mantle with Ole Miss decor. If we win tonight, it won't come down until after the championship. I've told my family photo story before with my friend in Birmingham, right? Have I told that story?
No. Maybe?
So
tell it.
We were going to a concert in college, a group of us. And the concert was in Birmingham. And coincidentally, one of our friends in our group was from Birmingham. Nice girl. You actually met her like 2 years ago, hey, Dad. Or last year on the square. She came by, she was walking by, and we were like, we haven't seen each other in 10 years.
Okay.
That girl.
I vaguely recall, but go ahead.
She was from Birmingham, and so her family let us stay at their house so we could go to this concert. And we walk into the house, and it's a beautiful home. She's got 2 older brothers, and both of them went to Alabama. And we're walking up the stairs. They're like showing us the rooms. We're putting our stuff down. Mm-hmm. And up the stairs, like alongside the wall of the stairs, is all of the family pictures. I mean, the whole thing is just family pictures.
Sure.
But right in the middle of this display is a canvas, blown up canvas. I mean, it's like 2 feet by just a big
a painting
picture. But it's one of those printed canvases.
Okay.
And it's a screenshot from an Alabama game. And it is front and center from the TV screen of an Alabama student, front and center, middle finger in the air, just boom, right on the TV copy. It's her brother.
That's worth that keep. That's a keepsake. Worth you imagine.
I had never, but it's all like prom and. Weddings and stuff.
Moment,
and the biggest picture is her brother, middle finger in the air, front and center on CBS. Right. It's the funniest thing.
There you go.
I don't know if you should do that. I think your wife would not appreciate that either.
Probably
if that's
not.
Ever happened.
Probably not
to you.
Somebody mentioned we could do NFL picks. The playoffs do start this week.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Do that tomorrow. Okay. We do need to get into the NFL playoffs just a touch.
Somebody says University of Kansas.
This is if you're not a college, if you're a pro football fan, this is the best weekend of the year. The divisional round is by far the best weekend of the year.
It really is. Do you see where if the NFL goes to 18 games, which the NFL is going to go to 18 games, by the way, they're going to add a second bye week.
Okay.
So they're going to add 2 weeks to the season, which would give the college football playoff. And by the way, people think the calendar's changing to where the season will start 1 week earlier and they'll start the playoffs earlier, just for the record also. So if those 2 things happen, which most people think will, it's possible the college football playoff does not have to do this Thursday crap anymore. That you can play multiple weeks with the games on Saturday where they belong. Because the college football playoff semifinals should not be played on a Thursday and a Friday.
You're right.
They should be on a Saturday.
They should absolutely be on Saturday.
And so if the NFL does that, which, again, people think they do, or they will, this game will be on Saturday.
Well, that would be lovely.
Forward. That would be great. That's what it needs to be.
That's what we need. That's what we need, from the NFL right now. I feel, like there's so much money involved with TV. I really just wish the people who run college football should be like, you know what? Saturday's our day, and if we lose the TV ratings, we just lose them. But nobody's ever going to do that because there's money.
Yeah, not the suits.
You know how you could do it? Pay-per-view. Tell me who wouldn't pay. You pay $50 for today. You get both games.
So the audience over-under is probably about 24 million for tonight.
Yeah.
How many of those would spend $50 to watch the game?
20 million.
20 million?
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to watch. Yeah.
I mean, if you get,
Plus, you also get the other game.
7 million at $50, is that worth more than the 20 million
I don't know.
to the advertisers?
I don't know, man.
And I mean, you'd still put ads on the pay-per-view too.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. There's no such thing as a bad answer here, guys.
No. Ben says, I delivered a product to a home many years ago and saw into the bedroom a painting of the wife.
You can say what he said.
In a birthday suit.
Yeah. What he said is totally acceptable for what we do for a living.
You know, it really would be an interesting conversation. People that do in-home work that have to go into houses.
Yeah, what have you seen?
What have
you
seen?
Yeah, there's got to be, like my old line of work. I stopped at the door and I've seen some things. So.
Sports Talk Mississippi. 30 minutes left with you. So glad that you guys are with us on this Fiesta Bowl special edition of the show. Ole Miss and Miami coming up here in just a couple of hours plus 30 from right now. Sports Talk Mississippi, Pearl River Resort Studio, hour 3.5 when we come back.
Your number one for Sports Talk.
Anyone? Come on, don't be shy.
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Bingo, man, bingo.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Borky and Haydad with you, getting ready for the Fiesta Bowl. 2.5 hours until kickoff, roughly, between Ole Miss and Miami. By the way, beer prices $16 for a draft beer at the stadium there in Glendale.
That's tough.
A Dasani water, also $6.50. Water should be free in stadiums. That's another one of, when I run for president, water will be free in all. No, that's leaning more towards...
Yeah, that's the other way.
I can't do that either.
Yeah.
But that would be something I would encourage anyway. I'd be like, yeah, at big sporting events, you should be able to.
Especially when it's hot.
Yeah. Not hot there.
No, not today. But still, I do agree.
Also, you can get a Sunday margarita for $17. At the Rose Bowl, they had a $39 cocktail at the Rose Bowl.
That's what I'm going to do. If we do go to Miami, that's another way I'm going to get my money's worth. I'll do a full review of all of the concessions.
That actually would be a lot of fun.
And I'll just be like, I just need a receipt. You got to give me a receipt.
That would be fun,
including all of the drinks. So this is the premium Dom Perignon cocktail they have. It's $475. I got my receipt right here.
I saw this guy on Instagram.
They got a tomahawk Wagyu ribeye. It was only $975. Got my receipt right here. Let me turn that in with my expense.
Oh, they'll have some super expensive sushi stuff there.
I got it crusted with caviar and black truffles.
Saw a guy on Instagram that he actually lived in Nashville because you could see Broadway out of the window of his apartment. So he got a pretty awesome apartment, whatever he does. But he said, I'm going to drink a case and then solve a cold case, is what he said. And so at first, it's daylight outside. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then it cuts to him and it's dark outside and he has had the 12-pack of beer. And he almost knocks a can over and he's like, Helen Keller.
So we've got, Brett Murphy's tweeted out a picture here of some of the stuff. You can get a bean and cheese. It's not a burrito. It's a burro, which makes me nervous because I thought a burro was a donkey.
Did they spell burrito wrong on the sign?
All right, hold on. Is burro another word
for a
burrito?
Depressed quarterback in Cincinnati.
Okay. Burro is a larger, heartier version of a burrito. So I didn't know that.
Okay, but what is the difference, though? Yeah, larger.
It's bigger.
But that's it? It's just a bigger burrito?
Right. So you can get a bean and cheese burro for $10. I can get 3 of them for that price at Taco Bell. Green chili beef burro for $13. 2 crispy chicken tacos for $12. The Sonoran beef nachos for $19.
Man, why do we ever eat burritos?
Yeah, like how did burrito become the preferred vehicle for wrapped tortilla, meat, cheese, beans?
Burros look way better.
Why are we not eating burros? It's ridiculous. Churros $6.50. You can get a cookie for $4. And then on the drink side, horchata is $7. You get a strawberry guava lemonade for $7. Why is it $7 for a strawberry guava lemonade? It's only 50 cents less for water. Water is just water. It should be like $3 at best. Souvenir Coca-Cola is $9.75. What if I don't want a souvenir? I just want a 20-ounce bottle. Can I get that? Jeez. Gatorade is $7. Draft beer $16, and the Sunday margarita $17. As prices go for premium sporting events, those aren't terrible.
They're really not that bad. The beer
They're
price is
not that
nuts,
bad.
But
yeah. So there you go. What am I eating for the game? I'm making a Cajun chicken and sausage mac and cheese tonight. That's what we're making for the family.
I like that.
That's going to be really good. It's one of my top recipes. And someone says burritos rule. Yeah, burritos are great, but why would you not want more?
Yeah, why would you? Just the bigger version of
We live in America, all right? We've gone from quarter pound to half pound cheeseburgers. We're getting 16-inch, 18-inch pizzas. Why would we not want a bigger burrito? I want a burro. Okay, Borky, we may have $1 million idea here. We could be America's first burro restaurant. Like hey,
chain burro restaurant.
Yeah, are you tired of the Chipotle burrito? Come get the Borquito. The Borquito. It's like a burrito, only bigger. Stuffed with the finest ingredients. The wakas brought on the plane by Mrs. Mole herself.
Somebody says, I paid $21 for a 25-ounce beer at the Preds game 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's a bit much. That's a bit much.
But, man, having a beer at a game hits. But here's the problem, hey, Dad. I don't want one of those giant beers.
I just want a beer.
They get warm too fast.
Well, that's on you. Drink it quickly, boy.
But I mean,
you Mr. 2.5 beer over there. Just drink it quickly.
Yeah, but it's a 25-ounce beer.
When I went to Wrigley Field, I got a big beer. I drank it quickly.
Yeah, but if you drink all day going into the game,
now
you just
all
kind of
day
want...
is a problem. But I just wanted to have a beer. When I went to Wrigley, I dropped a lot on food. I was like, because I'm not a Cubs fan, so that experience was not great for me. I was like, I'm going to get food. I had a ton of food. I had like a burger. I got some nachos. I got an Italian sausage. I got a pizza. I ate a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I had a couple of beers and a soft serve ice cream in the helmet. I couldn't resist.
Where's that helmet now?
It's in my house.
You brought it home? Okay.
Yeah, my wife got like some cheese fries in a bigger helmet, and we have that as well, too. So.
Yeah, if there's helmet nachos, you got to get the helmet nachos.
Yeah,
The
Borquito is $1 million idea.
Bang! There we go.
So
after we make our hot sauce line.
Well, our hot sauce and seasoning lines will be in the Borquito. We'll season the meat with. So we have seasoning, then we have Mexican seasoning.
There you go.
We have Cajun seasoning. So on and so forth, right?
So, yeah, I think we're cooking. Literally.
We're on an idea. Literally. $19 at the Sugar Bowl. That's a good point, though. And somebody asked, is it an old style beer? It was. I asked for an old style. I wanted the real deal.
So am I dumb for not knowing what that
is? That's the famous Chicago Wrigley Field beer. Old style. It's okay. It's a cold, crisp, refreshing lager and a big. I got a big. I didn't keep the glass, but I could have.
Butch says.
Calm down there, microphone.
Yeah. Butch says he's 6-pack deep so far. Butch, you got kickoff in 2.5 hours, brother.
Calm down, Butch.
Mix in a coffee, some water. You got to pace yourself a little bit, brother. I mean, this game will not end until 11:30.
Yeah,
11:30.
A friend of mine sent me a picture. He was at a Texas Rangers game. He got the boomstick burrito. This thing looks like it's at least 1.5 feet long. That's a big burrito.
Ooh. Somebody says, hammer down, Butch. Yeah. And then another one, let Butch have fun. I want him to have fun, but I want Butch to show up to the show tomorrow having known what happened.
Yeah. Could be a problem.
Could be a problem. I was talking to a friend earlier about our conversation yesterday. Can't watch games like that with people. And he is the only one in his group that, his whole group, wives, everybody, they plan this big watch party. His wife is so mad at him. Playing this big watch party. And he's like, I can't. I'm not going. I'm sorry. They're supposed to be bringing stuff, and he's staying home, and the rest of his local friend group all watching the game together, and he is staying behind so he doesn't have to watch with people. He's in the doghouse right now because he's like, babe, I'm not going. Nope, can't do that.
Yeah, I get it. You got to know your friend group. I have a group of friends that I could watch this game with because they're all like me. They would live and die with every play. They would be overly negative. Even when the game was in hand for my team, they would not believe it. And then when the final whistle blew, we would all celebrate. But you got to have similar personalities if you're going to watch. Yeah. You can't go in there with a bunch of people who are casually watching the game or, oh yeah, my cousin's wife went to Ole Miss, so I'm cheering for them. You can't have that.
And then you have the one guy that's dating one of the girls in the friend group that you don't like, and he's just a contrarian just to be funny, and he's like, yeah, go Canes, yeah. Michael Irvin. That guy sucks, too.
Or you have the guys oh, sports ball, all right. No, I'm out.
I hate that guy.
I'm out, buddy. We'll fight.
The sarcastic cheerer.
I'll fight that guy. Can't have that.
Somebody says game won't end until 11:30, 5 hours? Well, the game's not starting at 6:30. It'll start a little bit later. Halftime's a little bit longer. And, I mean, if they lose, then, you just turn off the TV and go to bed. But if they win, all the post-game, all the podium, all that stuff, that add an extra hour to your viewing for sure. You're in for a 5-hour evening once the game starts, should your team win.
Easily.
So, there you go. Somebody says, I'm in the corner yelling to the top. There you go.
But you don't want that tonight.
You don't want that guy around.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. If you're an Ole Miss fan, you don't want to be around a State fan tonight.
Mm-mm. Nope.
You don't want any part of that.
Too much, too high pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
We got one more segment with you, and we will make our picks when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi. Don't go anywhere.
Talk Mississippi.
Here we go.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. One more time with you on this Thursday.
Somebody asked me if I was at Academy Sports in Tupelo yesterday. I said I was not. He said, well, you have a doppelganger. Glad I didn't walk up to him and start talking smack. That would have been really funny. But no, I was not there.
How much, in games like this, how much pregame show do you watch? I won't watch a second of the pregame show.
So you know me, though. I don't like to watch pregame shows pretty much at all. I don't ever watch College Game Day or things like that. I turn the game on when it's time to watch the game. So that's what I will do. 6:30, I'll go ahead and turn it on.
Yeah.
Because I know I have 10, 12 minutes before it's actually going to start. But, the other thing about that is this, Michael, and I've spent the last 4 days now, breaking this game down. Yeah. I could care less what Mark Ingram and no, it's not Mark, it's ESPN. What McAfee and Saban, I could care less. What are they going to tell me that I haven't already said?
Joey Galloway last week called Trinidad Chambliss a young quarterback. He's older than Drake May.
Well, it's just I don't know as much about football as Nick Saban. I'll be the first one to tell you. But, buddy, I know more about Ole Miss this year than he does. So what are we doing here? No, I could care less.
How much less could you care?
I could not care less.
I'm kidding. Yeah. I say that, too, all the time. All right. Hey, Dad. Ole Miss plus 3.5.
Yeah.
What happens tonight?
I was very surprised by that line. I really thought Ole Miss would be favored coming in this one. I know Miami's been playing good football, but so is Ole Miss. They dominated Tulane, and then they were able to beat a Georgia team that I think everybody thought they were going to lose that game. And not that Miami hasn't done the same thing. I think it's a lower scoring game for sure. I think last week was a high scoring game. I would have thought that if you had said put a bet on, if I had made any bet last week, I would have taken the over with Ole Miss Georgia. I would take the under this week between these two teams. At the end of the day, I just think that Ole Miss has more playmakers than Miami does. And I think the Ole Miss offensive line will do the thing we've talked about a lot, which is I think they can protect Trinidad Chambliss from 4. Miami will have to blitz, and that will create mismatches and openings in their secondary that Chambliss will be able to exploit. So my prediction is that Ole Miss wins, and they will play for the national championship on Monday of 2 weeks from now. I guess what day is that? It's the 19th. I think that's correct. Low-scoring game, though. Final score, Ole Miss 24, Miami 20.
Forgive me. Somebody says, Borky
did me predicting them to win this affect you that badly?
Somebody says, Borky just casually dropping bombs on air about Trinidad being older than May. Holy crap. Yes, according to the internet, Trinidad Chambliss, born August 24th, 2002. Mm-hmm. Drake May, born August 30th, 2002.
Well, I mean, how old is TJ Finley? That guy might be older than Breeze.
If TJ has children, they're in kindergarten by now.
When was Trinidad's, what's his birthday?
August 24, 2002.
TJ Finley is March 25th, 2002.
So
yeah.
And he's seeking another year.
He's got another year coming. I don't think he's seeking it. I think he's got another year.
Jeez. News just broke. Damari Brown, who has not played for Miami in the playoffs, their starting cornerback, though, was expected to play in the game. According to Pete Thamel, he will not. He got hurt on November 29th, and they talked this week as if he was coming back. Apparently, he is just not healthy enough to play tonight for Miami. I expect this game to be really close. I expect Miami's going to be able to have some success running the football. I think Ole Miss is going to be able to have some success on this Miami secondary that has given up yards. In games like this, how does one team beat the other? The little things. You said it earlier, the little things. It's special teams, right? Mm-hmm. Ole Miss has an elite kicker, punter very good. Ole Miss is number 1 in special teams S&P Plus in the country. According to Bill Connolly, they are the best special teams team in the country. Little things like that. Protecting the football at the quarterback position. One of these quarterbacks is more turnover prone than the other. And then ultimately one of these offenses is more explosive than the other. Very close game, really fun game. Probably not as high scoring as Ole Miss Georgia. Mm-hmm. But I think the team that so far, knock on wood, Ole Miss fans, has done the little things better than the other, will be the one that wins the game. And that will be Ole Miss, and they will play for a national championship.
Score?
27-24.
Okay.
Again, close game. Close game.
All right.
What's the least amount Ole Miss has scored this year? I believe that would be the Washington State game, would be the game that they scored the least amount. 63. Well, they scored 30 in Lexington, but that was an Austin Simmons start, if you guys can believe that.
Yeah, it's been a while. So they certainly scored 24 on LSU.
24 against LSU.
And Washington State. And, yeah, that's it. 24. So, right in tune with my prediction.
What's funny, 24, if you look at the offensive stats in the game, they had a great day offensively.
They had a couple turnovers in that game.
Trinidad threw a pick, and Caden Lee fumbled on his way into the end zone.
Yeah, there you go.
And he says if Ole Miss can get momentum in the second half, the crowd will help them win. Yeah, it is. The ticket price is very, very cheap for this one. It is not and will not be a sellout. Fan bases that have already had to travel anyway, but Ole Miss will be significantly more represented in the stadium. I mean, by seemingly a pretty wide margin, more so even possibly than last week. I mean, crowd affects games for sure. They do. I do wonder if it's going to be the same in terms of, because the way the stadium's built and stuff like that. Gunnar Stockton struggled to hear, and they were making checks and stuff, and his teammates could not hear him all game long. Will Miami have that same trouble tonight? Again, the stadium's not built for noise as well as the Superdome, and I don't know if you're going to have the same number of Ole Miss fans inside of the stadium. But if they can create that, again, of course, yes, that gives you an advantage. Ole Miss had an advantage last week because Georgia had to communicate differently than Ole Miss had to. 100%.
It's a little different this time around, but it doesn't hurt. It has never hurt anyone to have more fans in the stands than the other team. If you can find an example where having more fans in the stands hurt your team, I'd love to see it.
This is a really cool picture, actually. Somebody is sitting in the parking lot. He takes a picture of his dashboard with the stadium in the background. And he's got a beer,
he's got
a fireball
essentials.
Shot, and his pom-pom.
That is the essentials. That's all a man needs to get through a football game right there.
This guy here's ready to go.
He's locked in.
What a great picture that is. Andy's asking what refs they have tonight. Big Ten officials are the officials for the game tonight. From the Big Ten. So what does that mean? Nothing unless they do something wrong and you can get mad at a conference. I mean, you want to go real tinfoil hat conspiracy. The Big Ten would prefer Miami win.
I would agree with that. They would much rather the other game get Miami than.
Did they get the directive from the? I'm kidding. No.
Oh, if I can get like 2 or 3 bad calls strung together, I'm gonna start trolling on Twitter.
Did you see
what's happening there?
The Auburn fans. There was one Auburn fan group that
I missed it. I was like a millisecond late on reading that.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.